In the middle of a wild and dangerous valley, filled with gloomy houses hanging on cliffs, the atmosphere here is terrifyingly eerie. Suddenly from far away, deep in the caves, an evil voice suddenly rang out. "Hey, could you please leave me alone?" The young man's angry shout startled the girl, causing her to jump, but she didn't stop. She dipped her hand back into the bowl of strange, viscous mixture, letting out an excited cry of awe. The girl, with vacant eyes, repeatedly licked her fingers, her smeared face expressing a longing for candy. At this point, the young man was furious. Without hesitation, he shoved her hard, sending the girl sprawling to the ground with a cry of "Oh." A thud followed. The girl quickly attracted the scornful gazes of the slovenly men sitting nearby. Seeing this, the young man sighed in frustration. "Tsk, this is a drug, not candy, forget it." She wouldn't understand anyway, and he was none other than Li Huowang, a young man hiding among the drug paraphernalia at Qingfengguan. Immediately, contrary to his expectations, she reacted strangely, excitedly murmuring, "Ah, I love it, oh my god." Huowang felt disheartened. He thought to himself, this demonic place is full of idiots, cripples, and freaks. It's a museum of oddities. Why am I here, hanging out with these people? Suddenly, a loud noise of unknown origin startled Huowang, causing him to quickly turn around. A bandit, appearing from nowhere, began to harass the girl with disgusting remarks. "I just want to try a little," he said. "I promise, just a little bit," he added, chuckling maniacally. At this, the young woman burst into tears of distress. "No, no." Seeing this, the vile men nearby immediately rushed over, surrounding her. They let out a strange, unsettling laughter. He 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 he. The eerie laughter filled the air, mixed with the girl's sobs. "Wah, no." Huowang felt a chill run down his spine. His face darkened. He thought to himself, "It's all fake, it's an illusion. It's all fake." He continued to forcefully pound the pestle in the mortar. But in an instant, a loud thwack echoed. Huowang, appearing from nowhere, had struck the ruffian hard on the head. The man fell to the ground, blood splattering. Without hesitation, Huowang silently affirmed, "Fake my ass." In a moment, the villain's vision went black. He sat huddled on the ground in pain, moaning, "Ugh, ugh." Then, overcome with rage, he yelled, "You're finished. Do you know what I am to my master? If he finds out, he'll deal with you." But Huowang responded defiantly, "Who is he? He's nothing." At this, the villain was speechless. His eyes widened in shock. He stammered, You dare insult my master." Before he could say more, the caw of a crow broke the silence, instantly attracting the attention of everyone nearby. The wind died down. From the distance, a calm young man approached, asking, "Finished fighting yet?" Xianyang appeared with an air of composure. He calmly said, "Li Shidi, Wang Junior Disciple, Master is calling you." At this, Wang Junior Disciple exclaimed with delight, "Wow." The ruffian, also excited, laughed triumphantly, "Haha, you're done for, today's your last day." Hearing this, Huowang glared at him defiantly. Suddenly, a long, slender hand grabbed his robe from afar. Bai Lingmiao appeared with a delicate face, pleading, "Don't go, please don't go." Huowang was startled and turned around. But he quickly and unceremoniously pushed her hand away. At the same time, the dirty girl excitedly repeated, "Candy, candy." Huowang ignored them all and continued walking with a cold expression. Watching him go, Bai Lingmiao looked heartbroken. A moment later, the three of them quickly left the cave. Remembering what had just happened, Huowang hesitated, rubbing his eyes. He thought, "What was that? Why was I so angry?" Then he firmly decided, "I can't let this affect my character. I'm not usually this outwardly angry." Before Huowang could think further, Wang Junior Disciple unexpectedly punched him hard from behind. At this point, Huowang was resigned. He sighed in frustration, "That wasn't me, calm down, calm down." Seeing this, Wang Junior Disciple pressed her advantage, persistently punching Huowang's thin back. Huowang, unable to bear it any longer, grabbed Wang Junior Disciple's hand and angrily yelled, "What do you want?" She was startled and cried out, "Ah." Without hesitation, Wang Junior Disciple quickly pulled out a small black bag containing a disgusting, viscous substance. Excitedly, she offered it to Huowang, "Eat this gooey candy." Seeing this, he stood stunned in silence. After regaining his composure, Huowang silently took the black, viscous substance. At this sight, Wang Jr. disciple laughed gleefully like a child. Master is so good, following master means candy. Suddenly, a red aura of killing intent filled the air. Wang silently walked on the hazy, eerie path. He suddenly stopped, staring intently at the bizarre scene before him. A giant alchemy furnace was constantly boiling over a raging fire that was emitting billowing smoke. A while later, after traveling for a long distance, Wang and Wang Jr. disciple finally stopped at the end of a cave alley. There, Wang Jr. disciple respectfully bowed her head and quickly said, "Master, Master." Hearing this, the strange old man in front of her immediately responded and pressed, "You're here, good apprentice." Then, he immediately twisted around, revealing a hideous, pockmarked face and said menacingly, "You kept me waiting too long." As soon as he finished speaking, without hesitation, he powerfully leaped into the air. Very quickly, the strange old man easily landed behind Wang Jr. disciple. In an instant, the scene before him caused Wang to be astonished, his mouth agape in shock, and he stood rooted to the spot. In a heartbeat, the strange old man grabbed her neck. Wang Jr. disciple let out a cry. Immediately, with a flick of his hand, he easily flung Wang Jr. disciple into a giant mortar. Then, he was momentarily delighted and excited, chuckling, "Ha." Without hesitation, the strange old man suddenly jumped onto the top of the mortar, triumphantly chanting, "Ding Cho grants me longevity, Ding Hai protects my soul, Jia Zi protects my body." However, Wang Jr. disciple was not yet fully aware of the problem. She was still dazed, happily wriggling in the thick mixture, wondering, "Is this melted candy?" Then, she was momentarily delighted, repeatedly nodding, "Master, this is great." At the same time, the chanting continued, "Jia Wu protects against evil spirits. Jia Shen protects my life, Jia Wu guards my soul, Jia Chen protects my spirit." As soon as he finished speaking, without hesitation, the cunning old man grabbed the mortar and brutally crushed the young woman's body, her flesh and blood splattering everywhere. Immediately, he cruelly ordered, "Fire the alchemy furnace." In an instant, the flames blazed fiercely before Wang. Seeing this, he was astonished, his eyes wide, standing dumbfounded, speechless. Thus, the fire quickly boiled the strange, thick mixture. The servants quickly worked together to pour the liquid into the furnace. Immediately, a steaming red stream was poured into the furnace. At this sight, Wang was momentarily terrified, thinking to himself, "It's fake." He firmly believed that the smell was fake, and the pockmarked man was fake as well. But before he could think too long, the pockmarked old man suddenly spoke menacingly, "I heard you called me nothing." Then, with a stern face and a harsh voice, he turned around and pressed, "Is that true?" Faced with this, Wang didn't bother to answer. He kept his head down and silently thought, "Even this voice is fake." Seeing this, the pockmarked old man became furious. He immediately rushed forward and shouted, "Speak, are you mute?" But once again, Wang stubbornly thought it was fake. He frowned and firmly thought, "Fake is fake." In a split second, the old man with scabby hair for some unknown reason suddenly shone brightly, blending into the void, causing Wang to look on in surprise, quickly shouting out a word, "Is fake." Immediately, he involuntarily frowned uncomfortably. Wang suddenly woke up, his eyes wide open, looking in shock at the familiar surroundings. He breathed a sigh of relief, thinking about the dream he just had, a terrifying and unforgettable experience. Then, the familiar beeping of the machines helped him regain his composure. Wang lay still in his hospital bed, ignoring the constant beeping of the machines, reassuring himself, it was all fake. 3 minutes later, the scene shifted to outside the tall building. There, a familiar conversation echoed, "Xiao Li, how did the hallucination feel this time? Anything new? It's still the windy scene, I still did the same things as before." Only Wang lay silently in his hospital bed, unable to speak. Seeing this, Dr. Li proactively asked, "What's wrong?" At this, Wang answered hesitantly, "Have I told you about Wang Jr. disciple yet?" This time, the pockmarked master was very cruel. "He crushed her right in front of me and used her to make pills," he said, gesturing fearfully. Hearing this, Dr. Li quickly made a note and murmured, Wang couldn't hide his curiosity and asked, "Dr. Li, can you tell me what these unpredictable hallucinations represent? What do they mean in terms of my inner mind and psychology?" Without hesitation, Dr. Li stood up and brushed himself off. "No, you don't need to worry about that. He sternly warned, you should pay attention to the duration of each hallucination and your mental stability. Huo Wang was stunned speechless. Once again, Dr. Li solemnly emphasized, because you've recovered from the hallucination cognitive syndrome, you must remember that those things are all fake, absolutely don't get involved again. Faced with these words, Huo Wang remained silent and motionless. Seeing this, Dr. Li suddenly remembered something and stopped, adding, right, whenever you have a hallucination, remember to act according to the logic of that world. Only then can you be discharged early. As soon as he finished speaking, a beautiful black-haired girl appeared behind the door. Seeing him, she smiled brightly and said, "Hee, did you hear that?" Recognizing the overly familiar voice, Huo Wang suddenly came to his senses and quickly turned his head to look back. His little friend, Yang Na, immediately appeared with a confident look. She smiled brightly and must obediently listen to the doctor. Seeing her appearance, he couldn't help but widen his eyes and choke out, "Nana." Yang Na, seizing the opportunity, gently sat down beside him. Then, she seemed to remember something as she looked at Huo Wang's face. He was excitedly displaying a goofy grin, chuckling loudly. Seeing this, Yang Na couldn't help but pout and tease, "That ugly laugh, you're killing me." Then, softening her voice, she scolded gently, "Stop laughing, look what I brought you." She calmly rummaged through her bag, pulling out something she had prepared especially for him. In a flash, Yang Na pulled out a purple book and cheerfully announced, "Here you go, review materials prepared personally by the teachers." Seeing this, Huo Wang was startled and exclaimed, "Huh," he added dejectedly, "Nana, we've been friends since childhood, are you getting revenge on me?" To this, Yang Na didn't hesitate to smack the book on his head and retorted, "Humph, of course not." This caused Huo Wang to yelp in pain. Then, Yang Na suddenly became serious and continued, and immediately, she excitedly pulled out a game console and thrust it in front of Huo Wang. "Here." Seeing it, Huo Wang immediately pounced on it like a child. This made Yang Na excited. She chuckled, "Call me sister, and I'll give it to you." Without hesitation, Huo Wang leaned in close and whispered, "Sister." He quickly snatched the game console. Huo Wang laughed excitedly, "You really are my sister." Then, leaning back with delight, he exclaimed, "You don't know how boring it is in a mental hospital all day. I'd go crazy from boredom even if I weren't crazy." He continued playing the game. Yang Na sighed helplessly, "Play less, remember your homework." She sternly reminded him, "Don't forget what you promised me." Huo Wang's eyes widened in surprise as he remembered. He quickly put down the game console and firmly replied, "I remember. We promised to take the college entrance exam together." Huo Wang moved closer and closer to Yang Na. Then, unexpectedly, he emotionally embraced her. Huo Wang choked back a sob and emphasized, "I'll definitely get better, Nana." Hearing this, Yang Na couldn't help but cry, "Get well soon, I'll wait for you." As soon as she finished speaking, a bright vision of a rosy future appeared in his mind. Huo Wang slowly got out of bed and walked down. "It's late, let me walk you to the hospital gate, okay?" But as he slipped his feet into his slippers, everything around him changed. His whole body froze, his eyes widened in disbelief. Huo Wang struggled to stand, staggering towards the door, his right hand gripping the table to keep from falling. Suddenly, his gaze fell upon the medicine pestle he had seen in his dream. The medicine pestle. He panicked and clutched his head. Yang Na anxiously called out, "Something's wrong, what's happening? Huo Wang, are you alright? I've been following the doctor's instructions, why is this happening?" Hearing her voice, he slowly lowered his hands. Despite being terrified, Huo Wang tried to act cheerful and tease Yang Na, "I scared you, didn't I?" Yang Na thought he was joking and turned away in annoyance. "You're still playing around, are you a kid?" She turned and walked away angrily, ignoring Huo Wang's attempts to reach out. Now, the medicine pestle was more important. He glanced at the table, "Did I see wrong?" But Huo Wang quickly reassured himself and ran after her. "Yang Na, Nana, wait for me." As he left, the scene changed again. Huo Wang chased her out of the hospital gate, shouting, "Nana, don't be angry." No matter what he said, Yang Na kept walking. He could only call out, "I just wanted to make you happy." Suddenly, all the patients around him looked at him and laughed eerily. Huo Wang was only worried about Yang Na's anger and didn't pay attention to his surroundings. "Nana, don't be angry anymore. He anxiously peeked behind her, thinking, does she really not want to talk to me anymore? Suddenly, Yang Na turned around, poked his cheek, and smiled. She looked at him gently and instructed, I'll visit you next week, be a good boy and stay here. Li Huowang happily replied, okay. And so, Yang Na quickly walked out of the hospital, waving goodbye. After seeing her off, he slowly walked back to his room, lost in thought. He had really seen the medicine pestle in his room just now. The corridor was empty, only Li Huowang walking heavily in the middle. Vague thoughts flooded his mind. Could my illness be getting worse? If it gets worse, I can't be discharged before the college entrance exam, then I can't take the exam with Yang Na. But Dr. Li is surely fine, he's the best doctor my father could find. Overwhelmed with frustration, he raised his hand and shouted, ah, this is so frustrating, go away. Suddenly Li Huowang realized that something strange had just happened. He glanced down at his bulging pocket in surprise. Wait, there was something in his pocket. His eyes widened in disbelief. Yet, the thing he was holding was a sticky pile of candy from the Wang junior disciple. No way, this is the gooey candy that stupid junior disciple gave me. Without hesitation, he poked his finger into the candy and tasted it. Why did something from the illusion appear in reality? It actually tasted sweet. Certain he wasn't hallucinating, Li Huowang immediately ran to find a doctor. I have to tell the doctor right away. But as he ran, he suddenly stopped. Wait, if this is real, then the illusion contained not only gooey candy, but also. Li Huowang's eyes widened brightly, a strange and uncanny smile spreading across his lips. The scene returned to what Li Huowang called his illusion. On the table was a pestle and mortar, and small bowls of medicine. Li Huowang's voice boomed, do any of you have money? He stood before a crowd, arms outstretched, asking, don't you understand, money, gold, silver, jewelry, anything, it's useless here anyway, lend it to me temporarily. The raggedly clothed people scratched their heads, seemingly not understanding him. Seeing this, Li Huowang sighed, closing his eyes, tsk, forget it, these medicine-leading people have no money. Suddenly, a voice behind him made him open his eyes wide, Li Shixiang. It turned out to be Bai Lingmiao, tugging at his sleeve, could you come here for a moment? Li Huowang agreed and followed her to a secluded corner. Bai Lingmiao slowly took off the gold anklet. She offered it to him, could this help you, Li Shixiang? Seeing this, Li Huowang knelt before her and took it. He held the bracelet up to his eyes, examining it carefully. He even squeezed it. A little small, but it seems quite heavy, let's squeeze it again, it's gold after all. After confirming it once more, Li Huowang tucked it into his clothes and nodded, this isn't bad, lend me this gold bracelet for a bit, I'll return it later. Actually, from the moment Bai Lingmiao pulled him away, the others had secretly followed, hiding behind a tree to watch them. Here, have some of this gooey candy, it's very sweet, thank you, Li Shixiang. They probably thought they were doing something dirty and scoffed, tsk, I thought there would be something interesting, how boring. Just as they were happily laughing, a cold voice came from behind, what are you all gathering around for? It was the apprentice of the Mad Master. A single glance from him was enough to frighten everyone. Hurry up and work. Immediately, the crowd dispersed, not daring to delay. Inner sect disciple, go, quickly. Suddenly, he called out to Li Huowang, oh, Li Shitty. He smiled sarcastically, you weren't chosen to be a medicine-leading person last time, what a pity. Knowing his enemy, Li Huowang didn't respond, silently observing the man, who seemed to be Xianyang. After making sure everything was all right, Xianyang turned and left. Before leaving, he warned everyone, all of you, work properly, the master's medicine isn't ready yet, be careful or I'll skin you alive. None of his words reached Li Huowang's ears, as he was now focused on the jade pendant on Xuanyang's hip. He looked at it curiously, could that jade pendant be an antique? Then, Li Huowang smirked, beautiful jade pendant, but it'll be mine soon. Waiting until the time of the hour of the ox, around the third watch of the night, Li Huowang's figure appeared outside Xuanyang's cave. It turned out he really dared to steal Xuanyang's jade pendant. Luckily, he wasn't discovered. Unexpectedly, it went so smoothly, Xianyang wasn't in his cave tonight. Li Huowang held the jade pendant, overjoyed, if I sell this, it'll be enough to cover my and Nana's college expenses. He went down, singing happily, hee hee, jade pendant, my jade pendant. But quickly, Li Huowang stopped on a lit staircase. He was astonished. Should I continue? Is there someone ahead? However, the scariest thing was, at that moment, Xuanyang's cold voice came from behind Li Huowang. Li Shitty, why are you here at this hour? Li Huowang startled, quickly turning his head and retreating. You, Xianyang Shixiang. Even more astonishing was that he was wearing the clothes of the medicine-leading people. Why are you wearing their clothes? Xianyang didn't answer, just clicked his tongue. TSK, it seems your luck isn't bad. He grabbed Li Huowang's clothes and hurried towards the people ahead. Come on, let's leave this damned place. Shixiang guarding the gate has cleared the way. He asked in astonishment, leave, you want to escape? As soon as he finished speaking, a powerful force pressed him against the wall. Ugh. Xianyang pushed him and yelled furiously, looking as if he wanted to devour Li Huowang alive. If you don't come with us, die here, we absolutely won't let you report this to that old geezer. Li Huowang wasn't worried, knowing he wasn't part of this illusion. This development is really annoying, but I can return to the hospital anytime. What can a bunch of NPCs in an illusion do to me? He closed his eyes, trying to escape the illusion. Sure enough, when Li Huowang opened his eyes, he was in a hospital bed. He was wearing the restrictive clothing of a mental patient and was tied to the bed. He was back, and sure enough, he was still tied up. Li Huowang wanted to see if he could bring back the gold bracelet and jade pendant, but his whole body was unable to move. He could only sigh helplessly. At this hour, the nurses and other medical staff were probably fast asleep. He could not confirm whether he could bring back the jade pendant and gold bracelet. In that case, he could only wait a little longer and then return to see what the situation was on the other side. After he closed his eyes, the scene changed strangely. In the illusion, a stream of fiery red energy suddenly entered Li Huowang's eyes. A moment later, he woke up completely. He looked around, bewildered, and saw no one. They're gone. Li Huowang smiled wryly and exclaimed, my own hallucination, and yet it could harm me. The next morning, as the sun gradually rose above the mountain peak, a panicked young apprentice ran inside, shouting, wake up, don't sleep anymore. Master says everyone needs to assemble at Huiyan Hall. Those who were sleeping quickly sat up, urging those around them. Only Li Huowang lay there calmly. What happened? I don't know. Hurry up, there'll be trouble if we're late. His eyes gazed vaguely into nothingness. A moment later, all the disciples were present at Kiel Ching Feng, Huiyan Hall. Their master, with a hideous, scabby forehead, called down, is everyone here? Li Huowang stood among the crowd, pondering, what is this old man planning to do again? He slowly descended, a long rope trailing behind him. Last night, around midnight, someone tried to escape. Among them were two of my most cherished disciples. It turned out that the Xianyang group hadn't escaped successfully but had been caught by this mad old man. They were bound and dragged behind him. I am deeply saddened, the master said. Li Huowang stood still as he watched the old master drag the four people. The rule of our Shishan Donghua sect is that meritorious deeds will be rewarded and sinful deeds will be punished, so. Xianyang, as he was dragged past him, cried out for help, Yu. But Li Huowang merely glanced at him, caught already, how incompetent. With a sweep of the master's hand, all four people flew into the air. Then he raised his hand to his mouth and chanted an incantation. Immediately, a large hole opened up, swallowing all four people. Yu. Li Huowang watched this scene, constantly reassuring himself, hallucination, it's all a hallucination. Li Huowang, everything in this hallucination is created by you. Even amidst their screams, he remained impassive. You don't need to be afraid. Suddenly, something shot past Li Huowang. Tentacles with sharp ends emerged from the black hole, piercing the body of the person closest to him. His self-reassuring thoughts were instantly shattered. Now, Li Huowang's eyes were filled with utter fear and confusion. What is this? Could it be something I created in the hallucination? No way, things in hallucinations wouldn't harm me. This has never happened before. Li Huowang's master floated in the air, surrounded by terrifying blood-red tentacles. His voice was wild. From now on, if anyone dares to have evil intentions. The thin, frail beggars below bowed their heads, sweating with fear. The master's voice echoed, remember what you have witnessed today. He landed and walked down the path, flanked by disciples standing in neat rows. As he walked, he said, let me tell you, helping someone become an immortal is a great merit. The master approached Li Huowang, craned his neck, and said clearly, "If I, your master, become an immortal, I will certainly not forget your kindness." Suddenly, he stopped and turned to Li Huowang. "Last night, those traitors invited you to leave with them, why didn't you agree?" He glanced sideways without turning his head. Hallucination. Li Huowang imagined the master raising his rough hands with black painted nails, reassuring himself, "He and these things are just my hallucinations." Li Huowang felt like he was standing in a pool of blood, surrounded by menacing auras from all directions. He kept comforting himself, "He is just a thought in my head, why should I be afraid of him?" The master slapped his head and praised him contentedly, "Not bad, you're quite good." He walked past Li Huowang, pointed to the sky, and said, "I see you have talent. From now on, you will be my registered disciple, in charge of managing the materials room." Li Huowang was a little surprised. "A registered disciple managing the materials room, my status has been raised." But he reasoned more logically, "No, it's probably because so many people died that he doesn't have enough minions anymore." Suddenly, the master turned back. "Oh, and a Taoist name, as my disciple, you must have a Taoist name." He gave him the name Xianyang. "From now on, your Taoist name will be Xianyang." Seeing that his Taoist name was that of another deceased apprentice, Li Huowang scoffed, "Ha, the previous Xianyang just died, and now I become the new Xianyang." Suddenly, he threw a small pouch to him and told him to take it. Li Huowang looked at the pouch and wondered what it was. His hand still hadn't lowered. He chuckled and said, "These are 5 immortal pills that I've refined. Consuming them will not only increase your lifespan by 10 years, inside the small pouch were red pills with wavy patterns on them, looking quite disgusting." His voice continued, "But will also temporarily grant you great supernatural powers to save your life." Then he continued walking, chattering incessantly, "See, opposing me is a path to death, but helping me will certainly bring you rich rewards." Li Huowang looked at the pills and recalled the scene of those people being killed by the tentacles. He speculated, these pills weren't made using people, were they? Back in reality, in his familiar hospital room, he saw the 2 antique bronze items and the 5 pills neatly placed on the bed. He was surprised, "I actually brought them all back." Li Huowang sat cross-legged on the hospital bed, looking at the items and thinking, "Next, I just need to confirm whether the jade pendant and gold are real or fake." He glanced particularly at the pills. "If the gold and jade pendant are real, then do these pills also work? Should I try one?" Suddenly, the hospital door opened. Yang Na shouted, startling him, "Li Huowang." She said angrily, "I answered your call. I had to skip my self-study class and sneak out over the wall. You better have something important to say." Li Huowang cautiously went to the door, looked around, and gently pulled her into the room. Yang Na, still leaning on her hands with her eyes closed, said, "If it's another prank, humph." After pulling her into the room, Li Huowang closed the door tightly and pulled the curtains as well. Yang Na was so startled that her face turned red when she saw this action of his. She shrank back and stammered, Li Huowang, why are you closing the curtain? They in the nurse's office can hear you." It seemed the nurse was always watching Li Huowang's room, and when Yang Na said that, she chuckled teasingly, "Hee, it's all right, we didn't hear anything, little Li's younger brother, keep it up." Suddenly, he gave Yang Na something. She reached out and looked down. Yang Na stood with her back to the camera, so it was impossible to see what Li Huowang gave her. He faced the camera and scolded, "Hey ladies, can you please stop gossiping, focus on the seriously ill patients." It turned out that Li Huowang had given Yang Na an antique jade pendant. Holding it, she asked him questioningly, "What is this?" Li Huowang leaned close to Yang Na's ear and whispered, "Don't speak, listen to me." Then he whispered something to her. Whatever he said made Yang Na's eyes widen in surprise. A few days later, Li Huowang sat on the hospital bed, one leg bent, the other dangling. He propped his head on his knees and pondered. Even his parents didn't believe him, they thought he was crazy. He looked up, his eyes showing a little anxiety, but also a glimmer of hope. He thought, the only person I can turn to is Nana, only she will listen to me seriously. "Nana, you have to believe me." The nurse on the wall-mounted intercom said teasingly, "Little Li, your girlfriend is here to visit." Li Huowang's eyes lit up, he looked towards the intercom. "Nana." Without hesitation, he stood up, rushed out, and opened the door. Several guards carrying protection barriers were approaching in the hallway. He was overjoyed, she had really come back. They passed Li Huowang. Curious, he turned and asked, "Uncle Zhao, what's going on? Something happened. The man called Uncle Zhao pulled his hat down slightly and instructed, Little Li, close the door quickly, don't go outside. He then left, waving to Li Huowang and repeatedly reminding him, if you see Mr. Lu, report it immediately, he's probably secretly vomiting his medicine again. Li Huowang politely replied, oh, okay. Li Huowang closed the bedroom door and leaned against it, thinking, Mr. Lu escaped from the intensive care unit. How did that frail old man manage to escape? Whatever, it's none of my business, I need to see Nana. A modern high-rise building with striking blue curved glass, symmetrical windows, and a spacious square below, bustling with people. In a secluded corner, Li Huowang leaned against a wall, one leg bent behind him. Yang Na stood straight, her hands in front of her like a well-behaved student. She told Huowang about the task he had given her. Huowang, as you asked, I've had the jade pendant and bracelet you gave me appraised. She carefully reported, the jade pendant is indeed an antique, and its estimated value is no less than 400,000. The bracelet is also real gold. After hearing her, Li Huowang hung his head and scratched his hair. I knew it. He looked up and smiled brightly. I'm not crazy. Joyfully, he lifted Yang Na and spun her around. Haha, Nana, I'm not crazy. Ong Na, startled by being lifted, cried out, whoa, slow down. As they strolled and talked, Li Huowang put his hands behind his head and chattered, hee, it seems my abilities are real, I can't let myself recover that quickly. Nana, are you ready to be a little rich woman? Teasingly provoked, she punched him in the ribs, making him jump. Rich woman, what are you talking about, you smelly little brother? Then, she spoke seriously and gently, Huowang, I don't need the money, your health is more important than this ability. Promise me you'll continue your treatment and not stop taking your medicine, otherwise, I won't help you anymore. Li Huowang stared at her, dumbfounded. Yang Na waited for his answer. Neither of them noticed someone behind them raising their hands. Li Huowang nodded in agreement. Okay, I promise. Suddenly, the person behind them grabbed Yang Na's shoulders and pulled her away. It was Mr. Lu. He flipped Yang Na over and pinned her down. The sudden impact caused her to cry out, ah. Li Huowang roared angrily, Mr. Lu. He ran towards them, shouting, that's my girlfriend, let her go. Before he could reach them, Mr. Lu threw something at his head, blood spurted out. He fell to the ground. Yang Na cried out worriedly, Li Huowang. He lay on the ground, his eyes lifeless and weary, but he still mumbled, stop, stop. Suddenly, the image of his old master appeared in his mind, along with his words, eating this will not only increase your lifespan by 10 years but also temporarily grant you immense strength to save your life. Yang Na was both scared and worried about Li Huowang. Her eyes were filled with tears, and her voice trembled, what's wrong with you? In her eyes, she saw Li Huowang eating a pill. He was still chewing the pill, and a red aura surrounded him. Yang Na stammered, Huowang. Li Huowang leaped up quickly. Mr. Lu, hearing the noise, turned to see what was happening. Before he could speak, Li Huowang grabbed his head and pulled him. A red, murderous glint shone in his eyes. Li Huowang squeezed Mr. Lu's head so hard that he started bleeding. He swiped his hand across Mr. Lu's face, causing blood to splatter. I told you to stop. Li Huowang's eyes glowed red, and he gave a savage smile. Didn't you hear me? The scene changes to a dark, confined room. Huowang is bound by chains. He cries out in shock, let me go. I told you, it was self-defense, Huowang said, his face full of resentment. In the dangerous patient isolation ward, Huowang knelt before Dr. Li, repeatedly explaining, I did it to protect Yang Na, he attacked Nana first. Seeing this, Dr. Li angrily retorted, you call that self-defense, that's murder. Then he suddenly darkened his face and sternly reminded, little guy, tell me the truth, how did you beat the other person up like that? That's not something a normal person could do. At these words, Huowang was momentarily embarrassed, and then hesitantly replied, that, I. But before he could finish, Dr. Li unexpectedly interjected sternly, think carefully before you answer, I hate it when my patients lie. Huowang, upon hearing this, became even more flustered and thought to himself, what should I do? I can't let him know about the pills. Having no choice, he closed his eyes. Seeing this, Dr. Li immediately looked displeased and pressed, Xiao Li, are you listening to me, Xiao Li, Li Huowang, but at this moment, Huo Wang had already fallen into a hazy state, vaguely thinking, if that's the case. Immediately, within a moment, Huo Wang quickly transferred his soul to that other world. Looking at the scene before him, he helplessly chuckled to himself, well, this is a solution anyway. At the same time, at the gate of a dilapidated abandoned city, a giant statue of a dark immortal suddenly appeared, whispers of prayer and supplication echoed eerily around it. Only the three saints, the small Taiji King sword, bear the tribulation's decree, the peak of immeasurable merit. For blessing solve the calamity, universal salvation of existence, command the heavens, grace the three realms. At this time, the ghastly master was continuously muttering aloud. Suddenly, he sternly and decisively called out, Xian Yuan. The master immediately gave instructions. Xianyang has just entered Qingfeng Guan, he certainly doesn't understand much yet, you're his senior brother, guide him. Hearing this, the chubby man standing nearby immediately bowed respectfully, yes, master. With that settled, the master was somewhat relieved, and waved his hand, loudly declaring, all right, it's past Mao hour, there's nothing else, everyone, go eat. As soon as he finished speaking, Zheng Kun, standing nearby, couldn't hide his resentment as he glared at Huo Wang. Feeling the incredibly strange killing intent that had just arrived, Huo Wang was slightly startled, wondering, who is he, why is he looking at me so fiercely? A moment later, the scene shifts to a long and wide corridor. Here, the chubby man continuously reminds the person next to him, Master Zheng Kun, since senior brother Zheng Kan and senior brother Zheng Zhen betrayed us, he is now the last disciple master accepted, show him respect when you see him. And the speaker was none other than the registered disciple, Xian Yuan. Then, Xian Yuan suddenly said sternly and earnestly, he's very petty. Seeing this, Huo Wang felt a little confused and scratched his head, asking, Senior brother Xian Yuan, I've just become the master's disciple, what should I do next, please guide me. To this, Xian Yuan immediately and bluntly replied, even though master personally accepted you as a disciple and let you manage the materials room, if you want master to teach you the Tao to become an immortal, that's still a long way off. That's quite confusing. Huo Wang was surprised and asked again, become an immortal. He was momentarily stunned, excitedly asking, master can really become an immortal. Xian Yuan was also helpless and looked annoyed, hurriedly replying, master's supernatural powers are naturally very powerful, why are you so excited? But the Tao to become an immortal, probably only inner disciples like senior brother Zheng Kun can learn it, he said, sighing with a tsk. Seeing this, Huo Wang was excited, thinking to himself, become an immortal, this place really has many good things, I must seize this chance to make more money here. Soon after, the scene shifts to the alchemy room of Qingfeng Guan. Here, a fiery red killing intent continuously wafted, filling the room. The ghastly master suddenly commanded in a loud voice, open the furnace. Immediately, a dazzling light from the alchemy furnace spread out, quickly engulfing the entire space, blinding everything. A stream of white smoke then appeared, vaguely obscuring the still hot pills. Quickly, the smoke thinned, and the fiery red pills immediately appeared. Without hesitation, the master took out a giant gourd and instantly collected the precious medicinal materials. Looking at them, he couldn't help but feel excited, laughing heartily, haha, not bad, not bad. On the other hand, at the same time, Huo Wang, standing to the side, couldn't hide his astonishment and shock, thinking to himself, damn, I only thought about making money, my vision is too narrow, if I could bring this ability back to reality. He involuntarily smiled, a little bewildered. But before Huo Wang could think too much, the master unexpectedly called out, Xianyang. This made him uncomfortable. He thought to himself, already have something to do, I have to find a way to do it well, let this old geezer teach me supernatural powers. Having no choice, Huo Wang quickly bowed respectfully and calmly replied, Master, do you have any instructions? At this, the master became a little excited and shouted loudly. He was momentarily smug and sternly ordered, now that you're in charge of the materials room, go get the Bai Lingmiao guiding medicine. Faced with the master's order, Huo Wang hesitated, thinking, Bai Lingmiao. He vaguely recalled the kind white-haired girl who had offered to help him before. Could he help senior brother Li? This caused Huo Wang to stand frozen. Seeing this, the master was a little puzzled and asked, I'm talking to you, can't you hear me? Having no choice, Huo Wang helplessly closed his eyes and clicked his tongue, thinking, "Tsk, there's no other way." Suddenly, a familiar voice rang out, "Xianyang." In an instant, the scene before Huo Wang's eyes turned pitch black. He suddenly woke up, opening his eyes to the familiar yet slightly eerie call, "Huo Wang." At this moment, his mother and Dr. Li were both present at his bedside. Seeing them, Huo Wang was startled and asked loudly, "Mom, why is Dr. Li here too?" Hearing this, his mother couldn't hide her anxiety any longer and immediately said, "Your head is all bandaged up, does it hurt a lot?" Without hesitation, Huo Wang calmly replied, "It's okay, Mom, I don't hurt." Seeing this, his mother helplessly smiled bitterly, "My foolish son." She spoke affectionately, her heart aching, "Look how thin you've become, the hospital food isn't good, is it?" As soon as she finished speaking, Mrs. Sun took out a bag of milk grapes from her bag and gently fed them to Huo Wang. "Here, this is your favorite milk grape, Mom will feed you." Seeing this, Huo Wang felt a little embarrassed and hesitantly replied, "Mom, slow down, it's so hard for you to come here, just talk to me here is fine." To this, Mrs. Sun helplessly smiled, choking back tears, "Okay, it's good that you've woken up, otherwise, Dr. Li would have taken me to meet the family of the old man who beat you up that day." Then, Dr. Li suddenly spoke from behind, loudly reminding Mrs. Zun, "The patient's family has been waiting a long time." Mrs. Sun replied dejectedly, "I know, Dr. Li, let me just say one last thing to my son." Hearing this, Huo Wang was immediately a little flustered, and quickly explained, "Mom, I was just defending myself, it was Mr. Lu who attacked young Nana first." Seeing that, Mrs. Sun immediately became serious and gently reassured her, the doctor had already told her everything that happened that day. "Don't worry, son, I'm here," she said firmly, giving him an encouraging gesture to lift his spirits. At these words, Huo Wang was momentarily moved, he frowned, and tears welled up and flowed freely. Without hesitation, Mrs. Sun quickly turned and left, saying, "All right, Mom's going first, remember to take your medicine on time," as the doctor said. Hearing that, Huo Wang couldn't hide his emotion and cried out, "Mom." Mrs. Sun, equally heartbroken, frowned in silent distress. Suddenly, her eyes widened, silently revealing an incredibly strange and deadly aura. Watching his mother's receding figure, Huo Wang anxiously thought, "Mom will definitely scold them soundly when she gets there." But that peaceful moment didn't last long. A sudden, dizzying headache struck Huo Wang, making him pale and startled. He was vaguely annoyed, silently blaming himself, "Damn it, my consciousness is about to be pulled back there again. Mom's sudden arrival made me forget to think of a way to deal with that old geezer." Suddenly, Dr. Li appeared from afar. He pressed, "All right, Xiao Li, we can continue our conversation later, let's talk next time I come back." As soon as he finished speaking, the scene before Huo Wang gradually faded away. A moment later, a familiar voice suddenly rang out, "Oh, you're awake." Huo Wang instantly regained consciousness on the cold, desolate ground. He struggled to his feet and calmly replied, "Yes, I'm awake, master." At the same time, Huo Wang was anxiously thinking, "I wonder if the Bilingmiao pill refining is finished yet." But before he could think too long, his master suddenly rushed over and squeezed Huo Wang's cheeks hard. He triumphantly held a slimy, disgusting creature and declared, "Since you're awake, open your mouth for this Taoist." Immediately, Huo Wang's mouth was filled with the strange creature, he couldn't help but cry out in pain. In an instant, the slimy creature quickly clung to his throat, spreading throughout his body. Huo Wang felt pain and helplessly thought, "Damn it, what the hell is this old geezer shoving into my mouth?" Seeing his frightened expression, the old master couldn't help but laugh excitedly, "That's right, if you don't open your mouth wide, how can you swallow the black tai sui?" As soon as he finished speaking, a terrifying vision of countless slimy creatures crammed into a large coffin instantly appeared. Seeing Huo Wang's suffering, the master laughed triumphantly, "This black tai sui is a good thing, swallowing it will suppress your mental disorder." But Huo Wang refused to submit and forcefully pulled it out. At the same time, he firmly thought, "I'm not eating it. I'm not sick." In an instant, the slimy creature was pulled out and lay neatly in his palm. Seeing this, the master furiously shouted, "Chang Ming, Chang Run." Without hesitation, two servants immediately appeared behind Huo Wang and respectfully replied, "Yes, master." Two swords swiftly flew out. In an instant, Huo Wang was subdued and lay still on the ground. Seeing this, the master directly threatened, "Don't eat it, kid, this isn't something you can decide." At these words, Huo Wang felt indignant and silently thought, "Why can't I decide?" Quickly, he closed his eyes, urging himself to return to the real world. In a moment, Huo Wang woke up startled by repeated calls of Huo Wang, Huo Wang. Yang Na immediately appeared with a worried expression, anxiously asking, "Are you all right, Huo Wang? Are you uncomfortable anywhere?" Seeing her, he felt relieved and called out, "Nana." At the same time, Dr. Li, standing in the distance, couldn't hide his anxiety and called out loudly, "Xiao Li." He repeatedly asked, "What did you see in the hallucination? Your emotions have been fluctuating quite a bit lately." Indeed, Huo Wang felt a pang of guilt and thought, "Hallucination, right? I haven't fully escaped the hallucination." Immediately, without hesitation, Huo Wang asked, "Dr. Li, is there any medicine that can temporarily suppress hallucinations? I want to rest a little." At this, Dr. Li became suspicious and momentarily stood still, pondering. After a while, he hesitantly said, "There's still some of the medicine from last time, let me prescribe some more for you. I think I left it here." "Xiao Li, the medicine only provides support. If you want to completely escape the hallucination, you have to do it my way," the doctor suddenly warned seriously. Quickly, the medicine reached Yang Na. She calmly handed it to Huo Wang and said with a bright smile, "Here's the medicine, Huo Wang, let me help you take it." But the situation was truly critical. Huo Wang couldn't help but frown and urgently said, "No water, just give me the medicine, give it to me first." As soon as he finished speaking, Huo Wang quickly swallowed the pill between the boundary of reality and illusion. Quickly, he narrowly escaped death. Huo Wang breathed a sigh of relief, saying, "Phew, safe now, as long as I take the medicine, those hallucinations won't appear again." Hearing this, Yang Na felt uneasy and anxiously asked, "Safe, Huo Wang, what scared you in the hallucination just now?" At this, Huo Wang replied with a smile, "Nothing, it was just some people there talking strangely, saying I had a mental disorder and wanted to feed me something strange to cure it." "What are you kidding? Could a modern person like me be a hallucination of that Li Huo Wang drug?" he said, smiling smugly. Clearly, that was the hallucination, but before Huo Wang could finish his sentence, a huge tentacle suddenly appeared in his mouth, causing him to choke and cough. Unable to hide his astonishment, Huo Wang was painfully shocked and thought, "Didn't I take the medicine? Why is there still a hallucination?" Then, for a moment, he stubbornly closed his eyes, reassuring himself, "It's okay, just close my eyes and open them again. All illusions will disappear." Indeed, in an instant Huo Wang's body has become invisible and drifted in the void. He momentarily opened his eyes in a daze, then stubbornly closed his eyes again, secretly hoping to be able to return to the real world. But this time luck was not on his side. A voice suddenly rang out, making Huo Wang startled for a moment. He just said he wouldn't eat, now he almost swallowed my hand, this chaotic and still said he wasn't mentally ill." His master smugly turned, but not before calling back, "All right, the madness is over, now you can do some serious work. Remember, Qing Feng Guan doesn't keep idle hands, come see me for medicine on the 1st of every month." Faced with this utterly insane situation, Huo Wang couldn't help but feel angry and frustrated. How could this be? Could this place actually be reality? Could the so-called reality be the illusion? He wondered. Memories from the world he called reality flashed through his mind. Huo Wang immediately knelt on the ground, dejected and in pain. Li Huo Wang's face was blank, disbelieving. He whispered, "No way." A gruesome, choking sob escaped his throat. He mumbled helplessly, "Nana wasn't an illusion." He collapsed to the ground, vomiting blood. "No way." Suddenly, a familiar figure appeared, smiling and calling out to Huo Wang. He froze in surprise. Li Huo Wang, tears welling up, looked up at him, offering a rare smile. "Nana, you didn't leave, you're still here." Before he could finish, his eyes widened in horror. Nana's body began to fade, he could only watch helplessly. Li Huo Wang reached out, but all he grasped were white fragments of indeterminate shape. He screamed, "Nana." His hand clenched, grasping in vain. Li Huo Wang struggled to his feet, his body covered in wounds, raising his hand high. He gritted his teeth in anger, asking himself, "Why?" He looked up to the sky and shouted, "Why am I in this hellhole? This illness won't leave me alone." In the cave, the atmosphere became calm, everyone was seated at the dinner table. Bai Lingmiao carried 3 steamed buns to Li Huowang, who was sitting lost in thought against the cave wall. She sat down in front of him and said kindly, Li Shixiang, eat these buns, you haven't eaten anything all day. Li Huowang coldly took out a green jade pendant and asked, you said before, how did this jade pendant end up with you? Bai Lingmiao calmly replied, Li Shixiang gave it to me, I said I didn't need it, but you insisted on giving it to me. A memory surfaced, nah, I'm not sick, hey, slow down. Bai Lingmiao continued slowly, and you were laughing and shouting that you weren't sick. Li Huowang nonchalantly asked, then what happened? She recounted, then, Wang Shixiang, taking advantage of your illness, hit you on the head with a rock. 2 hazy memories mingled, his blank gaze recalling a blood-soaked face. Bai Lingmiao lowered her head, her hands clenched, her tone slightly angry. Wang Shixiang thought you were dead and tried to attack me. Li Huowang angrily muttered, Wang Shixiang, that fat slob with the split lip. Suddenly, he leaned forward, pressing his face close to hers, where's Wang? Bai Lingmiao frowned, her face shocked, he was killed by Li Shixiang, don't you remember? But in his memory, the person he fought that day wasn't old Lu. So there was no old Lu at all. I'm utterly insane. Li Huowang looked up at the sky, with a large, ornate incense burner in the center. Blood was everywhere. He stood up, dazed, analyzing, if this is reality, then the junior disciples and the other medicinal people, not just them, everyone here will die. He walked slowly, thinking, the mastermind behind all this is that mushroom head. While he was lost in thought, his master in this space spoke, Xianyang, you seem to have something to say. The words made him jump. When did this mushroom head get here? Li Huowang composed himself, respectfully clasped his hands, and replied, Master. The master pressed him further for an answer. He turned with a frightening expression, what are you thinking? Li Huowang stammered, disciple is, his mind raced, he weaseled, disciple admires master's alchemy skills, I wonder when I will reach such a level. Zheng Kun, standing beside him, scoffed inwardly, Haze, such cheap flattery. His master laughed heartily, haha, it's good to be ambitious. Zheng Kun's face darkened with envy, Master, so you like hearing these words. He stroked his beard slyly, it's not that I won't teach you, but the way of external alchemy isn't simple, ordinary elixirs are fine, but if you want to cultivate both internal and external alchemy, to achieve immortality through alchemy. Li Huowang added a few more flattering remarks, Master is about to achieve immortality, but inwardly rejoiced, thank goodness, I got away with it. He climbed up a steep cliff and said proudly, becoming an immortal is not that simple, but I, a Taoist, can definitely succeed. He slowly asked him, do you know why? Li Huowang slightly raised his head, sweating profusely as he replied, disciple doesn't know. His eyes narrowed, becoming deep and full of meaning. Suddenly, Zheng Kun bent down to remind him, Master, it's almost time, if we don't prepare for the alchemy, we'll be late. Hearing this, he coldly snorted, humph, then waved his hand, all right then, let's start preparing. They busily prepared themselves, yes, Master, someone said, not forgetting to order him, Xianyang, quickly go to the materials room and get the medicinal guide I told you to bring here yesterday. Li Huowang was stunned, which medicinal guide? Zheng Kun angrily stepped forward, pointing at his chest, yesterday you sleepwalked, Master told you to bring the white medicinal guide, but you didn't, causing Master to miss the alchemy time, have you forgotten? He emphasized, the medicinal properties of the guide and the alchemy time both affect the quality of the pill, there can't be any deviation. He clicked his tongue and waved his hand, forget it, you wouldn't understand, just go do it. Li Huowang froze, his face showing a moment of bewilderment, the white medicinal guide, the alchemy using by Lingmiao isn't over yet. At this moment, at the Qingfeng Pavilion materials room, everyone gathered together, their faces dull, someone looked inside and worriedly said, it's happening again, there's no escape, we'll all die here. Li Huowang coldly looked at Bai Lingmiao, who was huddled on the ground, he ordered, Bai Lingmiao, come with me. She softly replied, yes, then suddenly called out, Li Shixiang, causing him to startle and turn around. She earnestly asked him, Li Shixiang, if you survive and leave this place, could you please tell my family? Bai Lingmiao lowered her head, emotionally continuing, my parents live at the foot of Mount Nyoshin, Liang Kingdom, please tell them. Tears welled up in her eyes, her voice choked with sobs as she spoke each word. That your unfilial daughter couldn't take care of her parents in their old age. She then burst into helpless sobs. Li Huowang coldly replied, without even looking at her, I can't help you, you don't have much time left. Bai Lingmiao's eyes widened in fear. He rolled up his sleeves, gripped a small sword, and turned back, saying, now, take off your pants. Bai Lingmiao, tears streaming down her face, stared at him with sorrow, softly calling, Li Shixiang. At the same time, his master was sitting atop a towering alchemy furnace, surrounded by a dark, ominous atmosphere and splattered blood. Li Huowang approached with Bai Lingmiao. He bluntly said, Master, the medicinal guide is here. He laughed sinisterly, he, Xianyang, you did well. His face was grotesque as he showered praise, good apprentice, come here, extending his arm. A white force appeared, wrapping around Bai Lingmiao's neck and pulling her away, her mouth gaped open in helplessness. In a moment, she was lying in the palm of her wicked master. He frowned, his face displeased as if he'd discovered something. At that moment, a stream of red blood flowed from her leg. The master sighed, bad luck, mistaking it for her blood. With an irritated tone, he lifted Bai Lingmiao high. Why did this happen now? The medicine's properties have changed. He threw her forcefully to the ground and coldly ordered, Xianyang, take this medicinal guide back. He obediently replied, yes, master. He smirked, success. Next, I just need to get Bai Lingmiao out of here. But he changed his mind, wait, Xianyang, if this medicinal guide is no good, bring another one. He coldly instructed, I remember there's another one. Hearing this, his face blanched, and he bit his lip to suppress his emotions. He urged, hurry back, don't make me miss my alchemy time. Back at the materials room, I'll get another white medicinal guide to the alchemy room. Another girl collapsed, pleading, please, Li Shixiang, I don't want to die. Looking at the tears of those innocent girls, it was only then that I realized I was wrong. I couldn't save Bai Lingmiao. The people crushed in the alchemy furnace, blood staining the entire cave. His master, blood splattered across his face, glanced at him and asked, aren't you eager to pursue the path of alchemy? Come here, look closely. He thought, as long as that old devil keeps making alchemy, I won't be able to save anyone. Tomorrow, the day after, there will still be medicinal guides dying here. He shouted, opening the furnace, releasing a blinding light. Li Huowang thought, I can't become his accomplice. A blood-red pill was formed. He was extremely pleased. Not bad, not bad, none of my other apprentices can learn like you. He generously offered the pill. This is a reward for you. Thinking of only one way, he bowed, accepting the pill and respectfully said, thank you, master, for the pill. After the alchemy, he lightly brushed past Li Huowang. He muttered, to save the medicinal guides. To save myself, he didn't forget to remind, good disciple, eat it while it's hot. He bit his lip, his eyes resolute. He thought, only by killing him. Li Huowang didn't hesitate to swallow the pill. Suddenly, he paused, no, something's wrong with this pill. His mouth gaped open, his tongue out, frantically tearing at his clothes as he cried out, it's hot, so hot. His body blazed like fire, smoke billowing from his chest like in legends. Seeing him like that, he just coldly told him, Xianyang, go back and rest. He looked at him with sinister eyes and slowly explained, this medicine is very strong, it will take some time to fully absorb it. Li Huowang endured the pain, bowed and replied, yes, master. He walked with difficulty, white smoke still billowing. He dug his fingernails into the wall, leaving deep marks. Li Huowang was furious. A section of the stone wall shattered. His strength was terrifying, turning the stone into dust. A painful memory surfaced, the pleas of an innocent person before death. Li Shixiang, I don't want to die, echoing in his head. His body underwent a drastic change, convulsing in pain. I ate a pill made from a person. He seemed to feel the immense power it provided, but with just one pill, I have this metamorphosis strength. He vomited a brown liquid, helplessly thinking, how can I possibly kill that old man who has consumed countless pills? A delicate white arm reached from behind. Bai Lingmiao supported him, anxiously asking, Li Shixiang, are you all right? He stammered, She understood his feelings and gently consoled him, Shixiang, you don't need to blame yourself, you had no choice. Both fell silent for a long time. Bai Lingmiao nervously clutched her clothes, softly calling, Li Shixiang, Shixiang. Her expression changed, she was no longer weak, her eyes filled with hatred. She asked, "You want to oppose master?" Caught off guard, Li Huowang was startled, his eyes wide as he looked at her, unsure if she was friend or foe.